Good morning, welcome back to my channel. It's Saturday the 8th of November 2025. Kicking off as normal with what's for the basket, and this week it is unsalted organic butter beans in water. I started buying these instead of tinned vegetables and beans. A lot to do with the BPAs, which I've been reading more about, and I'm not sure about whether kind of plastic lined tins in my cupboard for months is a good idea. So I've reverted to buying whatever I can in glass. And it's quite interesting because we've just got a glass wheelie bin. We never had one before, we always had to put the glass in the normal waste. And I was thinking to myself, don't need a glass wheelie bin, don't make that much glass. But I surprised myself with how much glass I am making now that I buy probably 8 or 10 different pickles in glass, and pickled peppers and all that sort of thing, and all my beans in glass. These are from Holland and Barrett, £1.79, and they do mixed beans, they do chickpeas, cannellini beans and butter beans, probably others. So that's for the basket. Okay Joe, what's the question today?
How does Slimming World fit your life?
Right, I'm going to talk about how Slimming World fits my life today after I've been on the plan for like 17 months this time, and how I've evolved to where I am today. But I'm also going to ask the question of anybody who's interested in answering it: how does Slimming World fit your life? Because I think for all of us it's a different fit, and I can only talk about how it fits my life. I want to get back to a stage in my life where I'm much more focused on minimalism. I'd started to, when I was putting weight on, I'd started to accumulate too much stuff again. And I've also got, I'm sure, a pretty bad shopping habit. I'm always looking to scratch an itch, and I do enjoy shopping. So I'm trying to get back by doing a no-spend November. And this is something I watch on different financial channels and frugal channels. I managed to get to the 7th of November without buying a pair of shoes, which was a massive achievement for me. But it was okay because I actually had cash from my birthday and I bought the shoes with that. And I bought them because they were like £40 off, so they were a decent deal. But looking at my lifestyle, not just my Slimming World eating plan, that was something I just wanted to touch on. We talk about being on a journey, we talk about being on plan or off plan, we talk about Slimming World being a lifestyle. Thinking about it this week, I kind of like see that differently now after 17 months eating this way. Is Slimming World my lifestyle? No. I eat in a Slimming World style, as in I like the boundaries of the healthy extras, I like the fact that I can have 5 to 15 sins, I like the knowledge of what is free food and what is speed food, and I can put meals together and food optimise with very little thought today, because it's become a habit. So this is my style of eating, my chosen style of eating, but it is not my lifestyle, because today, after 17 months back on plan, there's a lot more to my life than food. When I was putting the 5+ stone back on, all I thought about was food. All I obsessed about was food. All I talked about was food. All I focused on buying was food. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying food. We all need it. We need the nourishment, we need the energy. That's good. But it was too much of my lifestyle was focused on food. And today, where I am with Slimming World, is I choose to eat 2 meals a day, generally one between 8 and 9 in the morning and one between 3:30 and 5 in the afternoon. I don't eat between meals, or rarely do I eat between meals. I might touch on that in a minute, to do with garlic. But I would say for me today, Slimming World is my style of eating. Just as if I was thinking particularly this week about, say, a carnivore. Not everybody follows the carnivore diet or the carnivore eating plan to lose weight. Some people think it's a very healthy way of carrying on. So they'll live on meat. But it's not a lifestyle, because as well as living on whatever we choose to live on, we probably have a job, we may be retired, we may have children or grandchildren, we may enjoy multiple hobbies, we may have a home, we may be into DIY and gardening. All of those things encompass a lifestyle. And we can all be really, really different. Some of us will enjoy crafting. Some of us will enjoy, as I've said, gardening. Some of us will enjoy art, photography. Some of us will just enjoy a very quiet, sedate, minimalist life. But that is more about our lifestyle, and that's where we are all really, really different. We can be very different in what we choose to eat when we're on Slimming World. There's no one size fits all. That's the beauty of it. You can be very autonomous on this plan. So I'm asking myself and answering the question, but I'm also asking anybody else who's interested in answering the question, how does Slimming World fit your life? Or fit you today? Because I think with the new changes coming in January, it will broaden our horizons. I think they're going to do away with a lot of the nonsense. They're going to make it much more optimised, food optimised, focused. And that can't fail, but to help all of us. I think come the new year, when we start with the back to basic talks, we might all learn something. And we might all get reignited or newly excited about having this style of eating as part of our lifestyle. Right, Joe, what else is on my list?
Supplements.
I've never been a person for taking supplements. I don't take any medication of any type. But I'm starting to realise now and actually ask Joe and seek a bit more knowledge around supplements, because I talked last week about starting to take collagen. And I was reading this week on the internet about collagen needs vitamin C. So I asked Joe about it, we talked about it, he showed me on the internet where the information was, and I got some vitamin C to enhance my collagen. Now, in the winter, I take vitamin D3 with K2, because D3 needs K2. A lot of these things in our body that kind of naturally get paired up. So I've got my supply of vitamin D3 with K2 for the 6 months that take me through the winter. So I start taking it maybe the end of September, and I'll stop taking it probably the end of March. Because come the better weather, come the spring and the summer, I'm out there in the sunshine, every bit of sunshine I can get. I don't use SPF anything. Some people might say that's foolish, but I like the sun to get to my skin. Something I remember reading in the summer was if you wear very dark sunglasses, you stop the absorption of vitamin D, because a lot of it is absorbed through the eye. I found that interesting. Whether it's 100% true or not, I don't know, but I don't wear sunglasses anyway. But things like that. I take magnesium today. That's quite a new addition to my lifestyle. Purely because magnesium is good for sleep, it's good for relaxation, it's good for muscles. So that's my kind of supplement routine and regime. But at one time I would have just said, don't need any of that. And it didn't matter how crap I felt, don't need any of that. I'd take a tablet if I had a headache. That was my limit. So today I am adding different things to my daily life that I feel I can benefit from. We'll see where we go, in 3 months' time, 6 months' time. If I'm not feeling any benefit from these things, it will show, and I will be aware of it. So that's another, what shall we say, string to my bow today. Supplements. I used to think you can get everything you need from food. I'm very focused on getting enough protein from food. I'm very focused on getting enough fibre. But I have to be careful not to get too much fibre, because too much fibre actually constipates me. I can't eat brown rice, can I, Joe?
No.
It honestly sets inside me like a block of concrete. I wouldn't go to the toilet for 5 or 6 days. I don't see the health benefits for me as an individual from that. Everybody else, or you yourself, might love it, might really benefit you. Something I just want to add in here, I meant to add it in the first question. I was watching The Losers Club, which I love, on a Wednesday night. It's like a meeting between meetings for me. And Lisa said something which just made me sit up and listen. She said, now she's really au fait with the plan. She eats as though she's at target. Now, when I was talking to Joe about this afterwards, Joe said to me, yeah, well, if you do that, then the weight loss will chase you, like we've talked about it in the past more. If you eat as though you want to gain weight, so say, you're allowed 5 to 15 sins in my situation, but you choose to have 25 or 30, you're going to gain weight. But if you eat as the programme dictates, 5 to 15 sins, your free food, your whatever, then the weight loss should follow you. And eating as though you're at target, surely, doesn't mean under-eating. It just means eating healthily, in good quantities, because nowhere in the plan does it say, only have 50 grams of this and 25 grams of that. It says, eat until you're satiated.
Yeah, I think that's what people need to realise about Slimming World. You've already cut out a massive amount of fat calories. It's a low fat diet, and going low carb as well just leaves you with no gas. It leaves you with no energy.
Yeah.
So
I've shared, that's why I can't do that. I cannot go low carb. I think if Slimming World were going to make a change this year, the first change they should have made was abolishing SP, because it is such a temporary dieting fix. If you want to lose a bit of weight before you go on holiday so you can wear your bikini, a week of SP might do the trick. But as soon as you get to where you're going in the sunshine and start to eat, you'll put it back on. That's the only part of this style of eating that I would never ever do, because I know that wouldn't work for me. I know that if I cut out the carbs to lose more water weight, I would be A, hungry, and B, knackered. So thank you for that comment on Wednesday night, Lisa, because you really turned my brain on, and I needed to hear that. Next one, Joe.
discipline.
Yeah, I was watching something probably about 10 days ago. I don't even remember who I was watching, but the woman said that discipline, we're not necessarily born with discipline. We're not going to all be disciplined people. Some people will be. But I'm being a Virgo, I am to an extent. I'm organised, but I'm not always disciplined. And discipline is actually like a muscle. You need to use it. You need to exercise that muscle, and then the discipline becomes the habit, and the habit becomes the thing that you do without thinking about it. And I think to an extent, a large extent, that's where I've got to now with Slimming World. Because I don't get up in the morning and think, shall I, shan't I? Will I, won't I? On plan, off plan, that ticks me off. If it's your lifestyle to do Slimming World Monday to Friday but not at weekends, then that's the big picture. That's the whole picture. That's your choice. That's great. If it's your lifestyle to do Slimming World 7 days a week, which works for me, then that's great. But it's not better than the people who choose to do it 5 days a week, as far as I can see, because the only thing that affects my weight loss is what I choose to do, and the discipline I would use that has become a habit to continue to do that. Now, everybody's lifestyle, the bigger picture, is different. What you put into that lifestyle is your business. So don't criticise other people who do it all the time. And don't say, please don't say, I'm on plan, I'm off plan. It's naughty, it's good. No, it's your lifestyle, and you can put into that lifestyle whatever works for you. And the discipline that I have in working this plan today has become a habit. And I don't ever think about on plan, off plan. I just think this is my style of eating because this is what works for me. If your style of eating is on a Friday night you like to have a takeaway, or on a Saturday night your husband takes you out for a meal and a bottle of red wine or whatever, that's the bigger picture. That's your lifestyle. And that's your business. But I am a stickler for rules. Everybody who's followed my channel for a long time will know that. And I roll my eyes a lot at things when, we all know that this programme says 5 to 15 sins, 5 to 25 sins, 5 to 30, 5 to 35, whatever. And when people come on and make videos and they have one sin or no sins, we know from working this programme that you do not have to have A and B choices. They're optional. It's your choice. They're advised, but they're not going to force you to have them. But they do categorically say in the programme 5 to, wherever you are depending on your weight. There is nowhere in the literature, unless they change it in January, where it says 0 to. And if you want to call it Slimming World, if this is your diet, for want of a better word, read your books, because you may benefit from actually following it as it is written in the book. I think it was Luke John who said this week, I'm probably the only person who has to eat more to lose weight. No, Luke, you're not. A lot of people on Slimming World could do with eating more and losing more weight. It's a balanced plan. It's not a diet. It's a style of eating. And this, regard to exercise, all Slimming World is a style of eating. Yeah, we talk about Body Magic or Slimming World, activity, lifestyle, whatever it is, program or whatever. But you cannot out-exercise a poor diet. And I use the word diet to mean a style of eating for the whole country. I don't mean diet as in weight loss. It's no good eating crap all week and then the day before weigh day, starving yourself and going for a walk. It don't work. But that's not what it says in the plan. And then don't blame Slimming World when it doesn't work for you. Anybody out there. But if you want to adopt the programme as a part of your bigger picture, your lifestyle, then if it's working for you, continue doing it. But I would advise anybody, don't go below 5 sins, because you cut out all the nice stuff, all the sauces, all the whatever it is that brings you pleasure with your food, and it won't be long before you're struggling. Next one, Joe.
Perfume?
Yeah, here on my desk I've got 2 bottles of Thierry Mugler's Angel, and I'm planning to give them away because I try using it and it takes me back to when I was fat. Fragrance is a massive part in our life. We don't burn candles because I don't like fragrances all over my house. But fragrance invokes feelings in people, and when I use this perfume, it takes me back to being morbidly obese, because that's when I started using it, when I was morbidly obese. I've had a lot of bottles of this perfume over the years. When I first started using it, It was my mum's next door neighbour Janet who introduced me to it when she walked in one day and smelled gorgeous. And I'm like, oh my God, Janet, what are you wearing? Thierry Mugler's Angel. But at the time we were both Marlboro smokers and it mixed so well with the smell of a Marlboro. I'm not today. I'm sadly Janet's in hospital with dementia today. I can't wear this perfume because it just doesn't gel with my brain anymore. So that's going to go. I have a different perfume that I use as a slim person, which actually smells like I feel today. It's got violets and sandalwood and my favourite fragrances in it. So just something as simple as that can actually change my reaction to a day. I could walk around all day thinking, I'm not in the right place. So that's going. Next year.
Results.
Right, group this week, brilliant meeting. Our group's in the process of growing, very positive. A lot of talk this week about food optimising, which is what we're there for, let's face it. And what did I do? Well, I stepped on the scales, as we do, and lost a pound, which got me this. Does it focus on that, Joe?
Yeah, you can see it.
5 stone award. So in 76 weeks, without any difficulties, is that the right word? Without any stress, without any feelings of fear. In 76 weeks, I've lost 70 pounds. When I first came back to the plan, I spoke about just here, there's my amethyst geode, which weighs 5 stone 3 pounds. And I think I said in one of my very early videos, I would like to lose the weight of my geode. So what am I now? 3 pounds off that. And that doesn't mean that's going to be my target weight, because I'm not going to have a target weight. I can talk about that in another video. But I've been hanging around just under the 5 stone mark for probably about 5 or 6 weeks, but in no rush to get there, because now I've got there, does it mean I'll stay there? No, I could go into group on Tuesday and gain a pound, or half a pound, or a pound and a half, or lose half a pound, because I just eat in the Slimming World style 7 days a week, and the freedom I get from that is never having to stress. You'll never find me the day before weigh day or the morning of weigh day fretting about what the scales are going to say. I've learned to just take it, because I've never felt so free around my food, and I've never felt so, I want to say, not motivated. I'm not motivated by weight loss anymore. I'm more motivated, I can't get my words out, I am more motivated by how I feel than how I look. I am more motivated by my energy levels and my mental state. And honestly, when I first came to Slimming World, years and years and years ago, and believe me, I must be a flipping slow learner, all those years ago, even when I had great success with Naomi 10 years ago, and I got to Target and I stayed there for a few years, I never ever considered my mental health, because I always stressed about food, I always stressed about weight, I always stressed about staying within my target bubble. Today I've got none of that. And my mental state is so much better. My clarity, my thinking, my decision making is so much better. It's not perfect, 'cause nobody's life is it? But it's so much better. And the marvellous thing, the thing I love as much as anything else, is I don't emotionally eat anymore. I don't do it. I choose not to. So when people say life gets in the way, walk around it. Don't use it as an excuse to stuff your face, which is what I did for many, many years. Right, I can only talk about myself, that's my week. Your experiences might be very, very different. But my channel is about me and where my choices are taking me. And I'm just so grateful for the freedom, for my group, for my consultant, for the changes that are coming. I am really now quite excited about the changes that are coming. I don't intend to eat peanut butter, whether it's 25 grams or not. That's not one of my things. But I think for some people, it'll add another string to your bow. Anyway, enough waffling. I'm going to get out there in the fresh air, and I'm going to live my life to the full, because I can. Have a great week. Bye.